slid deep into her inner hiding place. No, she had to have misunderstood. Brett wouldn't do that. But why would Jan lie? Did Jan want Brett for herself?
Look, I didn't have to tell her, but that man doesn't deserve either of us.
Jan wrapped her arms around her waist, pretending to be the victim. How dare Jan act innocent when she was clearly the villain? Kylie could easily open the car door and push Jan out. But more so, Kylie wanted out of the limo. She wanted to run. She wanted to die. She squeezed her eyes shut. How could they betray me? She tried to inhale through burning lungs. I was so sure he loved me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. God help me. She stared at her mother's favorite flowers, now lying by her feet in a taunting, multicolored pile. "Pull over," she said. The carnation scent was now sickeningly sweet. The limo continued rolling. "Pull over." The driver finally noticed her in the rearview mirror, and she mouthed again, "Pull over." He squinted as though he hadn't read her lips correctly, but she nodded, confirming the words. It seemed like an eternity before they stopped. She stared out the front windshield and almost pitched her breakfast when she saw the chapel only 100 or so feet away. Friends and family entered the church, and judging by the long line of parked cars, more were inside, waiting on her arrival, waiting to share this special moment of her life with her. How can I face them? How can I face my dad? How can I disappoint him again? He'll never let me live this one down. Ever. She swallowed hard, and her heart shriveled like a dried prune. Now it was she who couldn't look at Jan, not without losing the yogurt and cup of fruit she'd forced down hours ago. A lump of fear mixed with hatred clawed its way up her throat. "Get out!" Her voice sounded hard and raw, devastated.
"I'm sorry, Kai."
Jan picked at her sleeve, her face a pale shade of green.
"Brett wouldn't leave me alone. I tried to stay away, but you know how persuasive he is when he wants something."
Kylie's insides ignited, and if she could have shot fire out of her eyes, she would have. Instead, she glared straight ahead. "I said, get out." "Get out of bed, Kai," a voice called out. Kylie lifted her head slightly off the pillow. Damn it, she'd finally fallen asleep a half an hour ago. What day was it? Had it already been a week since her wedding day? No matter. She still wasn't ready to talk to anyone. Whoever it was could wait, especially Brett. But the voice was too soft to be Brett's. Ring, ring, ring. Kylie lifted the receiver to her mouth. "Go away," she said into the phone and placed it on the nightstand. She only wanted sleep. No, not true. She wanted to die. She raised her head again. Hell, it wasn't the phone ringing, but someone ringing the buzzer on the door. Yep, that's what happens when you only sleep a few hours each night. The incessant ringing and pounding yanked her from her sleepy state. Reaching for the lamp in the dark, she knocked Ashlyn's manuscript off the nightstand. Damn it! Bang, bang, bang. "We know you're in there, Kai." Ashlyn's voice came from the other side of her front door. Ash needed to get a clue. Bang, bang, bang. Fine. Kylie slid out of bed and walked down the hall, her two long sweatpants dragging along the carpet. She yanked the door open and glared at her friends. "Go away. I'm fine." She started to close the door, but Sarah's foot slid into the doorway, stopping it from closing. Sarah and Ash glared at her. "The hell you are," Ash said. "I looked that bad?" Probably worse than bad. Before she could force the door shut, they pushed past her to the table with a bag and 3 cups of what smelled like coffee.
"I bet you haven't eaten in days."
Sarah dropped the bag on the table and reached in, pulling out a bagel.
"You love breakfast, so sit, eat."
Kylie glared at the bagel. She couldn't touch food. The coffee smelled like her favorite mocha mint, though, and she sort of wanted it. "I can't."
"We aren't leaving until you eat something. This isn't you, Kai. You have to get out of this slump. At least get out of those PJs and bathe."
Sarah leaned over the table.